especially when it's within our team. So how are we allowing, or how is the commission allowing, Paul to get into these rings with these guys that are at a huge disadvantage? And it shows.
Man,
Nate didn't have one bit of coordination in that ring.
Y'all don't want to hear my opinion.
Right, that's when I want to hear it.
All right. Nobody made that basketball player go in there, and the white kid only been fighting 2 years.
Right.
So check this out. I don't know who the Paul kid is, and I don't know, did he have any kind of athletic background? I don't know. He might have played high school football, whatever. But the ball player, who I don't know, I don't recognize him at all. But shows you my level.
He's a great player. He was just a journeyman in the NBA.
Okay, he's a world-class athlete. If you made NBA, you're a world-class athlete. Nah. Or we gonna fault the kid who ain't a world-class athlete, who gotten his ass in the gym and wants to box? I don't know could he box or not. I didn't even watch it. I seen the highlight of the knockout. I don't know how long the basketball player got to train, but, I'm sure he had how long he had before he signed his contract to fight?
A month.
My thing is this, man. That basketball player wasn't in there with a real fighter. So we gonna sit here and say he got taken advantage of? Nah, man. I bet you that basketball player said, I'm gonna whoop this kid's ass, man, because I'm an athlete. Well, now he knows athletes don't make good boxers. That shit is something extra on top of the athlete. Because you think Rocky Marciano could have fucking slam dunk? No. This is the thing. This is the thing, man. I give him props for getting in the ring. That's what I say. I say that basketball player got in the ring, and when somebody punched him, he punched back. All the props in the world. Ain't nothing wrong with losing. It happens. But I ain't gonna shit on the other kid because he trained and beat him. They wasn't like, who is he? He ain't no. What's his athletic background? The Paul kid.
I don't think he has it.
I think he, like you said, he wrestled or played high school football, but he's not. He never went to the next level. So
how the fuck did he have the advantage other than 2 years?
2 years. 2 years or 2 years.
That boy, he shouldn't have signed a contract and get in there. Look,
2 years, and he's already been under the big the big light. So you don't think Nate was fucking nervous as fuck? And weighing in over his head.
I think you was nervous as fuck. I think you was nervous as fuck when you fought Golden Glove Masters and won. Yeah. So everybody's nervous when I don't care if it's 25 people or 100. The thing is, man, what I'm saying is, same way I'm not going to give that fight no big-ass props for being a fight worthy of pay-per-view. I also ain't going to shit on the fact that neither one of them fighters, man. So we mad because that one kid got knocked out? Hey, it's a fight. Anything can happen, man.
So Lukey
Joe Louis been knocked out. Anybody could be knocked out.
So like Lukey said, he's top 5 in boxing right now. So there's a demand for him. Who should he fight next?
Another NBA player. I'll go get another one. Or a football player. Football player be even worse. Listen, man. I know the kid is calling out fighters and shit, but here's the thing. Luke is telling you what the truth is with the business of boxing. And the truth is this: ticket sales. That's right. The truth. Otherwise, platforms like The Zone wouldn't be having these gimmick fights and shit too. But they got to pay the bills. And what makes the most money, we can bitch and complain. Listen, we can be elitists all we want. We all three of us are boxing men. So we can be elitists and be like, can't believe they putting that shit on there. And it's true, but we got to understand why they putting that shit on there. They putting it on because it fucking sells tickets. Man, listen, my whole life, there's always been tough man contests and shit. My uncle, when he got old and retired, bro, used to go to Mississippi to the tough man contest and knock motherfuckers silly for $1,000 just because he was a pro fighter. It's you selling a product, if the people's buying, going, what we got to do is, like Lukey said, find a way to align our fighters with these gimmicks and then tell them they got to take that shine from them by doing a professional fight and showing their ass on these shows. I'm not shitting on them. Will I watch it? No, I still ain't watching it. but I'm also a boxing guy too, though.
Does Jake think in his head that he's a pro boxer, a professional boxer, or is he riding his way?
I bet he does. I bet you he whoops all his friends. I bet you do. Man, I just co-main evented with Mike Tyson. You gonna tell me I ain't no fighter? Fuck you. If you put him in there with a real fighter, you'll find out quick how he ain't a fighter. But he would be at the same disadvantage that people's pretending the basketball player. The basketball player wasn't in there with no fighter, man. That dude ain't no fighter, bro. They ain't no professional prize fighter. 2 years, he's telling me 2 years of experience. This guy made it to the elite level of basketball. They just athletes, man, throwing punches. Unless I'm totally wrong, and the Paul kid is the fucking second coming of Billy Kine, and I just didn't know it. I'm pretty right, I think. This fucking guy ain't no fighter either. So, man, the dude got knocked out, but he fought. The man wouldn't even did that.
How did this story play out, Lukey?
Which one?
How did this story play out with Jake Paul?
I think he's going to fight a bunch of jiu-jitsu MMA guys. I think if I was a matchmaker, I'd find a jiu-jitsu MMA guy who don't got any striking, he can't throw punches, and then try to put him in with him and then get the knockout, and then you say he knocked out a fighter. And then I'd look for kind of a undefeated, really built-up prospect. And I'd try to get a win over an undefeated guy that was 8-9-0 from maybe like a Mississippi or something, pay the kid good. And now you got a 4-0 fighter that beat a real fighter and beat an undefeated guy. Where's our world ranking? And we just try to fast track him into a big shot.
I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Butterbean wasn't a thing. I ain't going to sit there and try to pretend like Evel Knievel wasn't a fucking superstar when I was a kid. It's been shit like this, man. Why we, it's if we talking boxing, bro, if we talking boxing, he ain't no fighter. You got to put that shit aside and be like, this is a train wreck waiting to happen. So let's enjoy the fucking view. That's all. And all the ball players want to get in and play fight. Man, I ain't never seen. What's the biggest ball player? For Mark Gastineau, I knew he was gonna get his ass whooped the minute he fought somebody. Man, these athletes, this shit ain't universal, bro. Boxing is too specific a thing for these guys to just think they're athletes. So that an athlete can do it. So the Paul kid, man, ride this wave, man. He ought to come out to that bitch on a jumpsuit and a motorcycle and call his name Evel Knievel Paul, man. That's what he should do, man, and enjoy the ride, bro. If he getting 1 million people, if 1 million people's buying, if 200,000 of the 1 million people bought that shit to see him, that's just as many people as bought the Charlo show. And a promoter don't give a shit. Buy them pay-per-views. It just don't get me excited, man. I think, when Snoop Dogg is the commentator, you ain't gonna hear shit about boxing, man. You gonna hear some wisecracks and some funnies. And I think we should enjoy it. And I love the fact that they too old to hurt each other, but still ex-elite fighters who, Tyson was throwing shots. Tyson was doing that custom model shift and turning and throwing shots, and Roy wasn't scared. He was in there doing the best he could too. So let Evander come make him $5 million too, man. They better hope Lennox Lewis don't come do it, because nobody gonna win.
I love when Mike started biting his glove. I saw a glimpse of the old Mike.
Damn, I guess I didn't see that.
All right, so let's move on to some real fighting. Tonight we got a hell of a show, man. We've been waiting for I've been waiting all year for this fight, man. The return of Errol Spence versus Garcia. It's going to be a true test. I think it's going to be a dog of a fight. I'm rooting for Earl. I like Earl. We stick together, but it's gonna be a hell of a fight, man. What are your thoughts on this,
Luke?
Oh, I just saw Jared Hurd in the background. So
yeah.
But my thoughts on the fight are, I think this is the ultimate for Spence, the chip on the shoulder fight. Elite fighters, you never want to give them that extra motivation going into a camp, because part of what makes them elite is they find motivation in anything. So to actually be motivated by anything, But there is a caveat, and I want to let the big bad wolf know that he's definitely stuck this into my head as well, that we got to make sure that Spence is the same guy, that wreck didn't change anything about him. And I'm saying his wits, his mind, or any parts of his body, whether it's his legs or arms, which I don't think people are talking about. We got to make sure that body and everything's the same, but mentally and spiritually, I think Spence is such a good competitor. This is going to add motivation. I'm just curious to see if his body will withstand.
He had some serious, per reports, he had some serious hip injuries, and goddamn, that's a vital part of throwing punches and being able to move, man. So I think it's a bunch of questions going to be answered tonight, and I'm such a Earl fan that I want everything to go smooth. I want it to be like he didn't get in the wreck and all that stuff, but the trainer in me that's damn near impossible, man. That's damn near impossible. You can't get hit that concrete so hard that all your teeth get knocked out, and we all seen the pictures of when he had to go check in, take the mug shot and shit. And that was after a while from him healing up. So, man, I'm just worried. And then 12 months ago, this happened. And then, so, he been losing weight the last couple months because they say he got big. And so this last month of probably 2 weeks, a weight cut, man, is taking it. I'm afraid you're losing water weight off a bruised brain. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm being too conservative, and I'm not going to publicly pick Danny. I'm a Danny fan too. This fight is super dangerous, and if Spence is damaged a little bit, this may be a horrible thing about to happen, man. My buddy Jeff said, Jeff Mays, USA boxing trainer, he said, Coach, I like to think that Derek wouldn't put him in the ring. He's been with him developed like I was with Q from the very beginning. I would like to think he would protect him. And I told Jeff, me too. I would like to think that too. So what if he don't know though? What if he's thinking like Earl, I'm good. I'm seeing enough in the gym to do something. Man, I think it's a bunch of unanswered questions. I'm not gonna pick I'm not gonna make a pick on this fight, man, because I'm not dealing. I don't have the information dealing with 100% Dan and 100% Spence. I think none of us is gonna have that until they're in the ring.
Before this accident, before COVID, man, Coach, we used to sit with the team after training, sitting in the office, just bullshitting, talking boxing. We were all huge. We all still are huge Spence fans. But we had his whole career fucking mapped out. Remember? He was about to make all the money on earth. He was going to whip everyone. He was going to whoop everyone at 147, and he was going to go up and wait. We had his fucking career so planned out. We were already talking about buying tickets for the mega fight versus him and Canelo.
All right, bro.
Versus him and Canelo for a title in 5 years or 4 years. The accident changed everything. I don't know. I think the fact that COVID happened worked to his advantage because it put everyone out of boxing. And we saw the fight a couple of weeks ago. And I forget who it was, where you saw what the effects of COVID. People were they were rusty. It was just difficult getting back into the ring. I'm rooting for him, and if he can overcome that accident, tonight's win, if he wins tonight, he not only beats a elite fighter, but he also beats and erases any doubts in anyone's mind as far as what this accident had on him. And we can get back on track on that fight for Terrence Crawford and for maybe a Canelo match later down the years. So
I'm gonna tell you another aspect of this thing that I don't think nobody's really thinking of. Danny Garcia can fight. He could thump. I ain't really seen him hurt like talking about, but people not adding